Hello students. So today we will be starting the new part of that business services. Business services के बारे में मैंने आपको कुछ चीज़ों के बारे में समझाया था. That business services is basically the supporting activities which helps a business to do its normal activities. For example, banking, transportation, insurance, वगैरह वगैरह. So these all are the activities which helps the business to run its normal operations. Okay, so we have also discussed about the what are business services features and all that things, what are the various characteristics, how we will identify. So the first and the very most important thing is business services are intangible and it gives only satisfaction. We don't have any standardized product with which we can compare. Okay, the simple, and it is purely based on the experiences personal experiences. So today, in today's world, to support our business, we need a lot of business services. Okay, so one of the type of business services is your banking. Basically, banks plays very important role in the day-to-day transactions and day-to-day activities of the organization. It is one of the most important pillar of our economy, which provides loan, credit to the organizations and to the customers also, which ultimately helps them to procure goods and services or to buy goods and services. Okay, a banking company in India is the one which transacts the business of banking, which means accepting for the purpose of lending and investment of the deposits of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise. Basically, bank is a is a, is an institution which collects or which accepts deposit means the surplus which the normal customers are having. Suppose if Mr. Ram is earning 20,000 and his expenditure is 15,000 and the remaining 5,000 is his savings, that savings will be deposited in the bank. Okay, on this 5,000, bank will provide some yearly interest to that particular person. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट कि हमने एक बार अगर डिपॉजिट कर दिया तो हम इसे निकाल नहीं सकते हैं या एक साल के बाद निकालना पड़ेगा, नहीं. ठीक है, वो हम बात करेंगे. देयर आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ अकाउंट जिसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे. सो द सिंपल थिंग इज द सरप्लस लेफ्ट आउट विद द कस्टमर्स और द पॉपुलेशन दैट विल बी डिपॉजिटेड इन द बैंक. Okay, the same amount the bank will use to provide loan to the other customers or organization, to customers and organization to whom the bank is providing these facilities. Bank will be charging interest or bank charges from those people to whom the bank is providing these type of services like lending of money, loans, etc. And from where the bank is receiving the money, that is surplus from the customers, so he will be the bank will be paying interest to them. So what are the basic various functions of what are the basic types of the bank? The types of bank are commercial bank, cooperative banks, specialized bank and central bank. Commercial banks are institution dealing in money. They are governed by any bank. Every bank is governed by Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949. Every bank. And you know that Central Bank of India is the parent bank which monitors. Central Bank of India is your Reserve Bank of India, which is the which keeps an eye on all the commercial bank and all the specialized bank, which supervises all these banks. So every bank is governed by Banking Regulation Act 1949, and according to this, the banking means accepting deposit of money from the public for the purpose of lending and investment. So if I can say that, let's go to this part and assume that I am talking about a particular bank, State Bank of India. Okay, State Bank of India. Mr. A having surplus money, he will deposit this money, and Mr. B who wants to buy a flat, उसको एक घर खरीदना है, उसको पैसे चाहिए, लोन चाहिए, so he will approach SBI or any bank, then bank will provide credit to him. In return, this will give interest, and in return bank will give interest on its deposit. Like this the bank functions. Bank charges suppose 8% from B, and bank will give 5% or 4% to A. The remaining 3% is the income of the bank. Remaining 3% is the income of the bank. Got my point? समझिए? तो like this the bank functions. These are the functions of the commercial bank. Commercial bank which are meant for profit earning purpose, like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Punjab National Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank, Allahabad Bank. Okay, so these all are the banks like that. Okay, so the next is public sector banks are also there. Like I told you, like Punjab National Bank is a public sector bank. Indian Overseas Bank, Canara Bank, Indian Bank. Okay, private sectors are HDFC, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra, Jammu and Kashmir Bank, Nainital Bank, वगैरह वगैरह. So these are the. Then cooperative banks are governed by the provisions of State Cooperative Acts, which provides cheap credit to its member. Cheap credit means the rate of interest they are charging is less than the market rate of interest. For example, you must have heard about Jamia Cooperative Bank. Okay, so that bank is near to your area, that is why I am giving that example, Jamia Cooperative Bank. Normally they provide interest at the lower rate as compared to the other banks in order to help its members. Okay, the next is your specialized bank. Some of the banks are specialized bank, like Import Export Bank, which only deals in these cases. Import Export Bank, then development banks, then Forex Bank, like that. These are the specialized bank. Normally they don't deal in the public dealing, they deal in some other things. Then central bank is the supervisory bank. Central bank is your Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India plays the supervisory role. It plays the supervisory role, which manages the bank. Okay, which manages the bank. In a specialized bank, we can also name some of the bank like NABARD. NABARD is the bank for rural agricultural development. NABARD, NABARD, NABARD Bank. Okay, so let's move to the functions of commercial bank. What are the various functions of commercial bank? Number one is acceptance of deposit. Acceptance of deposits. Deposits are the basis of the loan operation, since banks are both borrowers and lender of the money. We know that previous example I have given to you. In that case, bank was borrowing money from a particular person. Actually that bank is not borrowing, but that the persons who are having the surplus money left out with them, they deposit it with the bank, and the same amount will be given to the borrowers. Okay, so the savings, that is acceptance of the deposit. Number two is lending of the funds. Whatever the funds they have raised from the publics, from their savings and all that, they will be lent to the borrowers at a fixed rate of interest in the form of cash credit, discounting of trade bill, terms loans, credit cards, credits, in this form. Okay, then next is your check facility. Bank renders a facility to their customers by collecting their checks drawn on their bank, on the other bank. That means it helps to collect money from the other bank with the help of check facility. Check facility is nothing but a written document which is signed by the owner of the account. Okay, so that is your check facility. You can also deposit your check. There are the different types of check. Bearer checks. Bearer checks means whosoever will be the holder of the check uh, will get the cash. Then next is your double cross check. Cross check means cross check. When a check is crossed, on the top of the left side, then it means that the amount is not payable to the particular persons, to the particular person. It will be payment, it will be directly deposit to the or transfer to the particular person's account, bank account. It will not be given cash to that. Then remittance of fund. If you want to transfer fund from one account to another account, one person to another person, with the help of internet banking and all these things, so that we can easily transfer funds from one place to another place, Delhi to Mumbai, Mumbai to Kolkata, Kolkata to Chennai, we can. And they charges some nominal fees for that. Then allied services like bill payment, mobile recharge, then you can also buy shares and all that thing. These all you can buy. These all are the allied services. Why allied services? Because it is not the bank's main objective. The main objective is acceptance of deposit, lending of money, okay. So now we will be moving to the next part, that is your e-banking. E-banking is nothing but the electronic banking. Now we all know that the physical bank is now getting replaced with, not 100% getting replaced, but it is getting replaced with the help of that is virtual banking, which we know as e-banking. Everyone is having that is access to internet and smartphone. That is why the banking is on your mobile phone also. So what are the various facilities that we get through email, that is through e-banking, that we will be discussing here? Okay, so the first is, what is e-banking? The growth of internet and e-commerce is dramatically changing the everyday life, with the world wide web and the e-commerce platform transforming the world into a digital global village. In simple terms, internet banking means a user with PC and a browser can get connected to the bank website to perform any of the virtual banking function and avail of any of the bank's request. Suppose earlier I used to go to bank to have a demand draft in favor of my college, but now I can get the same thing using my mobile phone. So there is no human operator to respond the needs of the customer, but we can perform any of the virtual banking functions and avail any of the banking services. Any of the banking services can be selected and further interaction is dictated by the nature of the services. Same, earlier we used to go to the bank to collect money, to withdraw money. Now we go to the ATM. In same order we can do many things. Okay, so what are the various benefits? Like ATM is also a type of your e-banking. Then NEFT is your National Electronic Fund Transfer. Then RTGS is your real-time gross settlement. If you want to transfer money to another person's account and the amount of money is less than 2 lakh rupees, then you will be using NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. It is operational 24 hours and the settlement is done every half an hour. RTGS is your real-time gross settlement. If the amount exceeds 2 lakh rupees, 2 lakh or 2 lakh and above, then you will be using real-time gross settlement. In this system, amount will be immediately credited to the beneficiary account. Okay, so what are the various benefits that we will be getting using e-banking is, number one is e-banking facilitates digital payment and promotes transparency in the financial statements. Number two, it provides a 24/7 into 365 days. Even on Sunday you can go and withdraw money from ATM. Even on Sunday you can transfer money. Even on Sunday you can recharge your mobile. Everything you can do on any particular day. There is no holiday in e-banking. Okay, it is operational 24/7. The customer can make some of the permitted transactions via office or home while traveling. You all are using phone pay, Paytm, then Google Pay, then Mobic. These all are the examples which is being e-connected with the bank. You need to do your KYC and then you can directly pay. So everything. Greater customer satisfaction by offering unlimited access to the bank. Even if I want to issue a new debit card, I will I will simply click on that e-banking website, and within a fraction of seconds or within a fraction of minute we can easily apply to that particular thing. Okay, so the transactions, what we can do is, transactions are basically goods and services, mode of payment, then cash or digital or non-cash. Then plastic cards are debit card and credit card. E-banking is your, you can use at point of sale, AEPS, UPI payment, micro ATM, Bhim app, then mobile wallets and prepaid card. These all are the types of digital payments. Okay, so they may ask you the question related to all these things. Okay, the next part is the banks also stand to gain by e-banking. What are the various facilities that bank are getting? Why bank will opt for e-banking services to you? Bank charges some of the amount from us, number one. Number two, it provides competitive advantage to the bank. Number three, it reduces the staff management in the branch फुटफॉल्स. जो बहुत सारे लोग जो ब्रांच में एक साथ आ जाते थे, कि कोई एटीएम के लिए आ गया, कोई पासबुक प्रिंट करवाने के लिए आ गया, तो इन सब चीज़ों से क्या होगा कि बैंक को छुटकारा मिलेगा. ठीक है. एंड इट इज़ लिमिटेड टू द नंबर ऑफ ब्रांचेस भी है. एंड इट इज़ नॉट लिमिटेड टू द नंबर ऑफ ब्रांचेस, इट इज़ नॉट लिमिटेड टू अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया. एनी वन कैन ओपन an account and avail the services from any part of the country. Any services can be availed from any part of the country. Suppose my bank is in Delhi and I am traveling to Mumbai. So in order to do my transaction or financial transaction, I need to carry either cash, or I need to visit to Delhi to do my transactions. So in that thing we can use e-banking. So it provides a customer satisfaction. It helps the customers to it helps the bank to retain its customers. Load on the branches can be considerably reduced. That is what I was telling you, that footfalls will reduce. That means the management of people in branch will be more easily done. So these all are the things which we are getting from e-banking services. Okay, so just go through all these things, NCERT book, and in case of any doubt, let me know. Then we will be moving to next topic. We will be moving to insurance, fundamental principle of insurance. You can go through this topic before the next video. That means day after tomorrow we are having classes, so you can go through all these things. And in the next class we will be learning about the insurance, and some of the topics has been deleted from your syllabus, so we won't be covering that thing. Okay. Okay, so take care. These topics like postal services are not in our syllabus. Then mobile services, fixed line service, these all are not in our syllabus. Okay, so we all will not be discussing all these things. And get ready, but most probably on Monday you will have your test. Okay.